session by chanting 3 times Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Krishna Roji, welcome. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you for joining. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jayamudire Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Shloke Bhaktar Bhavati Nashtagi Mukam Karodi Vachalam Pangum Lankeyade Girim Yat Krivadam Hamande Paramananda Madhavam Sri Gurum Dinadarinam Sri Chaitanyamishwaram Omajnanamidandasya Jnananjanashalaghya Chashurumilidam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanyamanobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupagadamahyam Dadanti Sapadandiyam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Udapadakamalam Sri Gurum Vaishnavamsha Sri Rupam Sagrajadam Sahana Raghunadanidam Nam Sajivam Sadvaidam Savadudam Parijanasahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Badan Sahana Lalada Sri Vishakhanidamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagalpade Govesha Gopiga Kanda Radha Kanda Namastude Taptakanjana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavani Shri Vishabhanu Sude Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhya Kripa Sindhubhya Vacha Patidanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhudale Srimade Bhaktivedanta Swami Nidhi Namani Namaste Saraswate Deva Gajravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Vachadhyade Shadarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishnaaya Bhutale Srimate Acharya Padaya Nitya Gauri Gadana Vandana Gauri Gadana Swami Guru Maharaj Ki Jai. Guru Maharaj Ki Jai. Hare Krishna. Welcome once more all devotees. Sadananda Prabhuji also joined. Okay, Surajita Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So, welcome all devotees once again for our Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Hare Krishna. So, Thursday we had a class by Shivana Prabhuji, only wonderful class. And we have completed up to 44th verse. So, today we will start with the verse number 45 onwards. Today. Okay, Prabhuji? I will read with start with
Yes, bro. Yes, bro.
45 and 46. Also, two verses together. Okay, Purport also is there. So, I will read the verse. Purport. Hare Krishna. Verse number 45 and 46. 6th chapter, 9th canto. Hare Krishna. Sa Behru Berhichastabhiraparaniya Taba Shriyanarghya Parichadeshu Griheshu Nanobhavam Namalambhaha Sarasu Saugandhika Kananeshu Maharhashayyasana Sastrabhushanam Snananulebabhyavahara Malyagai Swalam Krida Stri Purusheshu Nityadam Reme Anugayadhi Gayandi Japramga Vandishu Sabahru Chastabhirapraraniyam Taba Shriyanarghya Parichadeshu Griheshu Nanobhavanamalamabha Sarasu सौगन्धिकगाननेषु महार्हशय्यासनस्त्रभूषणा स्नानानुलेपाभ्य वहारमाल्यगैः स्वलङ्कृतस्त्रीपुरुषेषु नित्यदां रमे अनुगायद्विजभृङ्गवन्दिषु. Hare Krishna. Translation purport by His Divine Grace Abhayacharana Aravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation. Because Saubhari Muni was expert in chanting mantras perfectly, his service austerities resulted in an opulent home, with garments, ornaments, properly dressed and decorated maidservants and manservants, and varieties of parks with clear water lakes and gardens. In the gardens, fragrant with varieties of flowers, birds chirped and bees hummed, surrounded by professional singers. Saubhari Muni's home was amply provided with valuable beds, seats, ornaments, and arrangements for bathing, and there were varieties of sandalwood creams, flower garlands, and palatable dishes. Thus, surrounded by opulent paraphernalia, the Muni engaged in family affairs with his numerous wives. Okay, translation once more and read. Because Saubhari Muni has expert in chanting mantras perfectly, his service austerities resulted in the opulent home, with garments, ornaments, properly dressed and decorated maidservants and manservants, and varieties of parks with clear water lakes and gardens. In the gardens, fragrant with varieties of flowers, birds chirped, and bees hummed, surrounded by professional singers. Saubhari Muni's home was amply provided with valuable beds, seats, ornaments, and arrangements for bathing, and there were varieties of sandalwood creams, flower garlands, and palatable dishes. Thus, surrounded by opulent paraphernalia, the Muni engaged in family affairs with his numerous wives. Purport. Sherpavad ki jai. Saubhari Rishi was a great yogi. Yogic perfection makes available 8 material opulences like anima, lekima, mahima, prapti, pragamya, and ishitva, vasitva, and kamavashayita. Kamavashayita. Okay. Saubhari Muni exhibited super excellent in material enjoyment by dint of his yogic perfection. The word bhavarcha means expert in chanting mantras. As material opulence can be achieved by ordinary material means, it can also be achieved by subtle means through mantras. By chanting mantras, Saubhari Muni arranged for material opulence, but this was not perfection in life. As will be seen, Saubhari Muni became very dissatisfied with the material opulence and thus left everything and re-entered the forest in the Vanaprastha order and achieved final success. Those who are not Atma Tattvavid, who do not know the spiritual value of life, can be satisfied with the external material opulences. But those who are Atma Tattvavid are not inspired by material opulence. This is the instruction we can derive from the life and activities of Saubhari Muni. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Ji,
Hare Krishna. My humble pranams to all assembled Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. I think it's a very, very nice purport. Prabhupada has given a very short, the crisp of it's the essence of life, both material and spiritual. So here we can see the story of Saubhari Muni. This chapter itself, the downfall of Saubhari Muni. This all teaching us the lessons, like what is important in our life, how, where we should be careful. Now, so here we can see such a Muni, how he fell down. See, Muni means he is already expert, but still he fell down. Why he fell down? All those things is very clearly described as a warning. So Saubhari Muni was meditating and he saw the fish mating, and then he got a desire to get married, to enter the Grasta. So then he married the Mandatas. Mandatas dynasty we already discussed the previous classes. Mandata had 50 daughters, and Saubhari Muni decided to marry all of them. And what happened? All the 15 princes were attracted to him because the Saubhari Muni, by his yogic power, he had transformed himself to a beautiful, handsome personality. And here, now, verse number today, 45 to 49, is Saubhari Muni's affluent household life. So, how Saubhari Muni enjoyed, that is from 45, 46, 47, 48, 45 verses. Yeah, up to 49, same theme. So, one thing we can understand from this Bhagavatam, at least we know it was written 5,000 years before Vyasadeva. So, and he is referring to something which has happened still earlier. But according to our modern calculation, we are thinking we started from our Stone Age, where people were in the forest, they were taking the stones and lighting the fire like that. But here you see the description of how people were living earlier times. So according to the scripture, how they were living. You can see here. Saubhari Muni was expert in chanting mantras perfectly. Severe austerities resulted in the home was affluent home with garments, ornaments, properly dressed, and even there were maid servants also, decorated maid servants and man servants. So both male and female servants were there, and beautiful ornaments were there, nice garments were there, affluent home was there, and nearby the home there were varieties of park, lakes. And what we expect in a park, very clear water, lakes and gardens are there. People normally like this kind of ambience, a home, nearby garden, lake, water, lilies, lotus, swans, like that. In the gardens, fragrant with varieties of flowers. If you just imagine this, what kind of environment will be really very beautiful environment. Garden, fragrant with varieties of flowers. Birds chirped and bees hummed. Surrounded by professional singers. Saubhari Muni's home was amply provided with valuable beds, seats, ornaments, and arrangements for bathing. And there were varieties of sandalwood creams. They were using the natural type. No kind of artificial fragrance as being used now today. Mostly they were using sandalwood only for fragrance. And flower garlands, a natural flower emanating from flowers, and palatable dishes also. Thus, surrounded by affluent paraphernalia, the Muni engaged in family affairs with his numerous wives. See how Bhagavatam is describing the beauty of his house, surrounding. You see the descriptions when you hear it is so looks like so beautiful and very affluent compared to what we are having current standard. Current standard, everybody in the city, they are in the apartments. 1-bedroom flat, 2-bedroom flat, and it gets more and more congested. The lift does not work. Sometimes there is maintenance issue like that. Prabhupada always mentioned thus our homes, modern homes, as pigeon holes. Prabhupada mentioned like that. Pigeon holes means you can see a pigeon, there is a hole, and small, it will go and stay inside. Like that, we are this flat system. Prabhupada mentioned that is a pigeon hole. But olden system is they will have a big house. And center will be open to the terrace. Open to terrace, the sunlight will come, rain, everything will come. And the center will be open where they keep Tulsi Maharani like that. And the surrounding will be building like rooms, individual rooms. And good air and good sunlight should come. So any house, if it is want to be very healthy environment, there should be good light and good ventilation, two things. And then, of course, there should be a lot of plants and flowers around the house. Even now, maybe 70 years before, if you see our houses, all were individual houses only. Now, because city life concentrated, they make 20 floor, 30 floor. Mumbai, they make 40 floors, 50 floors. Okay, so but this was the type of lifestyle the earlier people who were they were very close to nature. The way they were leading flowers, sandalwood creams, palatable dishes, flowers, fragrant flowers, beautiful garments, and ornaments. So all these things we can understand the quality of life. Quality of life was little higher than what is currently experienced. Even though we are technologically advanced, the quality of life what we are living now, and their time there was not much technology, but the quality of life was much higher. That we can understand from Srimad Bhagavatam. And here Prabhupada writes here, Saubhari Rishi was a great yogi, not normal yogi. Great Rishi means great yogi. There is Rishi is there, Muni is there. So Rishi means it's a great yogi. And because he's a yogi, he had siddhis. Because yoga, whoever practices yoga, mystic yoga, they are siddhis. And Krishna is called Yogeshwara. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna. Yatra Partho Dhanurdhara. So our master of all yoga is Krishna, Yogeshwara. So somebody attains perfection in this mystic yoga, they will get siddhis. Siddhis means perfection, mystical powers. What is that? Siddhis? Yogic perfection makes available 8 material applause, but it is not spiritual. We have to understand very clearly. This is not spiritual. This is only material affluence. Yeah. So material affluence, what are that? Anima. That is one kind of siddhi. Anima means you can become smaller than the smallest.
Yes.
Example, anybody knows who became like that?
Hanuman.
Yes, very good. Very good. Hanuman became very small when he entered Sri Lanka, Ravana's palace, to check whether Mother Sita is there. So that siddhi is there, but he used that siddhi in Lord Ram's service. Not for, because this siddhi can be used for our own sense gratification. See, sometimes what happens in modern world also, sometimes people, some people, they go to the Himalayas, they practice yoga, tapasya. They are in the cave, they will meditate, and they will focus on the Brahman, and they will attain this siddhis. Then later when they come back to the town, they will come because they want to exhibit the power or sometimes. So many people will go there, and they will give money and do some service. Then they will get tempted to enjoy materially. So then they will fall down. We have seen many people like that. In India also there are many Babas. So they will do all these siddhis. One Baba, he was very famous. If you know, he used to bring, he will just stand in front of you. He will just, empty hand, he will open. Suddenly he will open, he will drop from the empty hand, watch will fall down. Ash will fall down. From where we don't know, his hand is empty. Just he will open, it will fall down. You can just catch the watch. But it is written that made in Switzerland, made in this one. It will be written there. So that is one siddhi actually. What is that? That siddhi, you can actually take something from the far distance by that siddhi. So like that, there are many siddhis, and Prabhupada also mentioned these siddhis. There was one person who was roaming in Kasi. He will roam without dress. Prabhupada only mentioned in his lecture also. That name I forgot. This person, the British government thought he's a nuisance because he is always walking without dress. Avadut, no? So they will put him in the jail. Next day, he will not be in the jail. He will be roaming somewhere else. Again. Again, they will catch him. And then again, they will put him in the jail. Again, he will not be in the jail. He will be going somewhere else, other place. He can just go for transfer from himself from other place. And Prabhupada also mentions that sometimes the yogi, he will dip in one place in Himalaya. And when he's getting up, he will, sometimes he can get up in Rameshwaram also. He will put his head here and from other place he will come out of you from the river. So these two examples Prabhupada has given. And normally when people are going to Kumbh Mela, the congregation, no, they can see many people. Somebody, keeping, tying his hands always locked. Somebody is levitating in the air. Just from the ground they will go up by that posture. No, they will just. Somebody will sit on the tree always, full life. And somebody, different. Somebody with their hair, they can pull any weight object. So many things are there that normally during this Kumbh Mela, people, when they go, they see this kind of sadhus, babas, they perform. Sometimes they will light fire and they will sit in the fire only or near the fire. Nothing will happen to them. And sometimes in the cold water, they will take bath. Very cold water in the winter, they will take bath. So ice water. So like that, anima means ability becomes smaller, even smaller than an atom. Atom is you can see only through microscope. Atom is invisible by naked eye. Even smaller than that, you can become. That means without anybody's vision, we can become so small. And Lahima means, Lahima means to become extremely lighter, like cotton. Then that's why they do levitation. They say English word is called levitation. Levitation means you can just go above the ground without any effort. Because for us, normally, for normal conditions, the law of gravity will be there. When you jump, you will have to come down. But Lagima means you will go out of the gravity. You can go fly also, Lagima, because you become very light, like cotton. Then Mahima means the power to expand one's body to infinitely large size. This also Hanuman did. This when crossing the Lanka in the ocean, he became bigger, then he became smaller. And Mahima. Yeah. And Prapti. Prapti means, that's what I said. Somewhere you keep something. Suppose you are here in Kanyadesh. You want something from Kerala. By Prapti Siddhi, you can take that material from here only. That's why I told some Babas, they will demonstrate. They will give watch, they will give ash. The ash may be in the room, but in front of their followers, they will bring the ash from their Prapti Siddhi. So it is real, because these are all documented in YouTube and everything. He will normally come empty hand only, but in front of us, he will manifest all these things. Prapti Siddhi. Prakamya. Prakamya means the power to realize any wish or desire or to become invisible. It's called Prakamya. Then Isitva. Absolute lordship or mastery over divine power over natural forces. Sometimes the natural forces, they make big calamity. Every time you see in the news, every day, around the world, there will be some natural calamity, either flooding or tornado, cyclone. They say low pressure. And one cyclone comes, it destroys everything. So natural power, we are actually helpless in front of natural disasters. Earthquake, nobody can know where it will come, when it will come, and how much will be the intensity of the earthquake, what kind of destruction it will make. But every month we are getting like this. So these people who are having, they can counteract over the natural forces. For themselves, they will not be affected. Then Vashitva. Vashitva means the power to control or subjugate others' minds and physical objects. It's like hypnotism. Hypnotism means you can actually, other person's mind, you can influence them, hypnotize. That is called Vashitva. There is also many people have, the way they speak, or they can put other person into trance. They can tell them to sign some documents. All those things, Vashitva. And Kama, Vasyata. Means this is also something related to kind of enjoying the utmost sense gratification. Kama means, enjoyment. So Saubhari Muni exhibited super excellence in material enjoyment. See, now the Bhagavatam describes that he has gone to the peak in material enjoyment by the dint of yogic perfection. So modern life, if you want to go to the peak of material enjoyment, what you should do? You should do Ugra Karma. You should work hard. You should do business, do less sleeping, traveling here and there, and you earn so much money, and then you enjoy. But olden days, just by doing yoga practice, they can super excellent in the material enjoyment without not doing any kind of ugra karma, material. This one. The word Bhavricha means expert in chanting mantras. Bhavricha. So here we can see this word is given that Saubhari Rishi was expert in chanting mantras. So as material affluence can be achieved by ordinary material means, so somebody is working hard, doing business, they become crorepati. Sometimes people now put so much content nowadays in YouTube, they become millionaires, right? Because of the followers. Now the modern way of working is changed. Like 10 years before, 20 years before, people have to go to office. Then only you can earn money. Without going to office or doing business, you cannot earn money. You have to go out, meet people. But now sitting in the home, just by, no need to go out, just by putting some content, videos, you get subscribers, you get followers. Then by number of views, this much views are there, then you get so much money. So there is many avenues for enjoyment now. So that's why Prabhupada as material affluence can be achieved by material ordinary means. It can also be achieved by subtle by means of mantra. So you just by chanting mantra. So we know there are so many mantras for so many things. When we are like, we are seeing a lot of books available in the spiritual bookshop. If you go in ISKCON, of course, you will not have this. But if you go to normal spiritual bookshops, you can see there is a lot of mantras available. Book compilation of mantras. So if you want to get a good wife, if you want to get a good husband, if you want to get success in your business, this mantra you have to chant for 48 days, 108 times. If you want to have good memory power, there is one mantra for Kartikeya. No? If you chant that mantra of Kartikeya, you can get good memory power. When I was in college time, I used to chant that mantra. So to study well, So we used to chant. But it will work actually. You will get good memory power. So then you want to get, good children. There is mantra for that. You want to get very successful in your this one. There is mantra for that. So this book, there is a book of compilation of mantras for everything. And in during Mahabharata warfare also, they will chant mantra and only release the bow. When they chant that mantra, that bow will release fire. Sometimes it will release air. Sometimes this Brahmastra is there. It's all released by chanting the mantras. So for everything there is mantra in this world. For any material achievement there is mantras. So by chanting mantras, Saubhari Muni arranged for what he arranged? He arranged for material affluence. But Prabhupada gives here the warning. But this was not the perfection in life because these are all material things. We have this bhakti is apart from this material things. That one famous sloka is there. What is that? There's one sloka which is saying Bhakti Rasamartha Sindhu telling that no jnana, no this one. So we should not have any desire for any kind of material things in bhakti because that will divert us from the devotion of Krishna. So it is not perfection in life. As will be seen, Saubhari Muni became very dissatisfied with material affluence. This is a conclusion. Even though Saubhari Muni went to the peak of material enjoyment, what did he realize? Saubhari Muni became very dissatisfied with material affluence. This is a conclusion of Srimad Bhagavatam. And not only conclusion of Bhagavatam, conclusion of Srimad Saubhari Muni also, that he is not satisfied with material affluence and thus left everything and re-entered forest in the Vanaprastha order and achieved final success. Very important. Now you may think how somebody is dissatisfied with material affluence. I'll give you an example. If you know Reliance HR manager, he was earning in crores. I forgot his name. Last week only I read. He was earning in crores. HR manager for the Reliance company. That means what is his position? President. Vice president or president. So he was so intelligent. So the whole Reliance was successfully run because of the proper HR governance. But all of a sudden, he resigned his job. You can put in Google also, his name will come. And he accepted the renounced order of monk in the Jain because he's basically a Jain. And he renounced and he, not only his son also became like that, but he was like crorepati. So because see that whatever now when we don't have money may look big. Whatever we don't have, it may look big for us. But when you achieve it, then we know it is not big thing. It is not giving us what we are expecting. But now people who don't have money, they may think that money can do anything. But once people who have money, they know still their problem is not satisfied. Even though they enjoy, they are dissatisfied with material affluence. And thus he left everything and re-entered the forest, Vanaprastha order, and achieved a final success. He achieved. Those who are, here two things are there. Those who are not Atma Tattvavit. Who is Atma Tattvavit means Atma, we know soul, Tattva means truth. And the Vit means the knower or the seeker of Atma Tattva. So that person, those who are not seeking of the spiritual soul, or those who are not interested in spiritual life, who do not know the spiritual value of life, can be satisfied with external material appliances. See, here one point Prabhupada is telling, very nice point. If you are not in spiritual life, you are not actually engaged in the knowing about realizing your soul. For those people, maybe the whatever the money, the fame, they will be, they will be satisfied for temporarily. But those who are Atma Tattvavid are not inspired by material affluence, who are searching about for spiritual values, they will not be satisfied. Like I said, this Jain monk, he was a VP in the Reliance, and he gave up everything. He given all the money in donation, and he taken the renounced order. Jainism also one branch of Hinduism only. They just this Rishabhadev, from that family, from that one branch will go to Jainism. Tirthankaras, they say Tirthankaras. So Jains also, they don't take onion and garlic. There are still more, not only onion and garlic. Anything below the ground, they will not take. And they normally take dinner by before sunset. Good healthy habits they have. Anything below the ground, because they do not kill any jiva below the ground, because when you excavate, many things, microbes, worms are killed. So anything like carrot or whatever grows, that they say, this kappa, tappa, what's it? Kappa, tapioca, and everything they don't take. Whatever below the ground, they will not take. So that is there. Atma Tattvit are not inspired by material affluence. This is the instruction we can derive from life and activities of Saubhari Muni. Very important point. This last two lines, those who are searching for spiritual life, they will not be satisfied by material. They will not be inspired by material affluence. They will not seek like, okay, even if they get some material affluence, they are not very much, to say ecstatic about that. They say, okay, this is part of life, which is temporary. So this is the thing. And Prabhupada, right? This is the instruction we can derive from life and activities of Saubhari Muni. Very important realization from Saubhari Muni, and Prabhupada also mentions. So somebody, understands this. See, if we see this, another person, after earning money, is renouncing. With that, if you take the lesson without undergoing that, then we are called as wise people. Wise people means they will see others' life, and accordingly they will mold their life. They will see others' experience. Oh, this man, he earned this much, but still he's not satisfied. He left. That means even if I get so much money, I cannot be happy. So what is important in life? Spiritual life. Krishna consciousness is more important. Whatever comes according to my destiny, let it come. I will keep it. That's not that we should not earn. We have family, we should earn. But I will not too much hanker in my heart for this one. But rather I should hanker for getting the blessings and to satisfy Krishna. So that should be the aim of the persons in Krishna consciousness. Rather than hankering, whatever comes on the accord of my destiny, I will take it. But I will not hanker for more and more for material affluence. But rather I will hanker for Tatra Laulyam Ekamulyam. The same Laulyam, the greediness I will have to serve the Lord. That is the price to purchase Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So, any questions we want to discuss? Any comments? Please, you can feel free to add. If not, we can go. Yes. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, that sloga is Anyabhilashita Shunyam, Prabhu?
Yes, Mataji. Correct, Mataji. Yes. Very good. Thank you, Mataji. Anyabhilashita Shunyam Jnana Karmadi Vinavritam Anukulyena Krishna Anusilanam Bhakti Uttamam. So, very nice sloka. It is saying that we are hankering for all those things. Anya Vilashita. Other than, it should be zero. Shunya means zero. So, that is what Prabhupada mentions for bhakti. See, we can have material things. That is not said to condemn. But we should not hanker for more and more. Krishna also says, Bhogaishwarya Prashaktana Taya Partha Chetasam Vyavasayatmika Buddhi Samadana Vidiyate. Means those people who are hankering for bhoga, enjoyment, and Aishwarya for wealth, Bhoga Aishwarya Prashaktana. For them, the resolute determination to practice bhakti will not come in their heart. Taya Partha Vyavasayatmika Buddhi, a single pointed determination. Samadana Vidiyate. It will not happen in their heart because their heart is looking for something else. So, one time His Grace Amrendra Prabhu said, getting Krishna is not difficult. We think getting Krishna is no. Getting hungry for Krishna is difficult, he said. Getting hungry means our hankering. Whether we want Krishna in our life, that hunger, that eagerness, if it is there, then Krishna will come easily. It says, no, Kon kehte Bhagavan aati nahi, tum Meera ka jaisa bulati nahi. If you call like Meera, then Krishna will come. Who said God will not eat? If you feed like Mother Yashoda, Krishna is ready to eat. Who said that Krishna will not dance? If you dance like gopis, Krishna will come and dance. So that's Achyudam Keshavam. That song is there, bhajan is there. No? So getting hungry for Krishna, that is the main thing. Otherwise, if you are not hungry, we are hungry for something else, then Krishna will not come. One time, one Prabhupada given this lecture in London. One of the person in the audience, he get up, Western guy, he said, Swamiji, are you seeing Krishna? Prabhupada said, yes, I am seeing Krishna. Are you not seeing Krishna? He said, no, I am not seeing Krishna. Then Prabhupada asked, do you want to see Krishna? He said, no. Then he said, therefore you cannot see Krishna, because we do not have the desire to see Krishna. Yeah, so like that, our hunger, what we want. So Krishna is sitting as Paramatma in our heart. No? Ishvara sarva bhutanam hrideshi arjuna tishtati brahmayam sarva bhutanam yantra rudani maya. So Krishna is sitting in the Paramatma in our heart, and he is seeing what we want. Even we are practicing bhakti, he knows what we want. So if we pray to the Lord that I want only you, then at least remove my anarthas, give me the inspiration to get your mercy, blessings. So Krishna can see from the heart, what we really want. So accordingly only he will reciprocate. Yeta mam prapadyante tam sataiva bhajam. As people come to me, I reward them accordingly. Somebody want Krishna, then Krishna comes. Somebody want something else, then Krishna will give that according to their karma fal. So this is the understanding we should have. But we should truly increase our hunger for Krishna by practicing devotional life. We should develop. Somebody is very hungry. If you give chapan bhog, he can take. But somebody who is not hungry, if you keep food, he will not feel very interested. He will tell no need. So that hunger is required in spiritual life. That hunger, intense, tatra laulyam, ekamulyam. So that hunger, if you are developing in Krishna consciousness, then Krishna's presence we can feel at every moment. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. So here about mantra, Prabhu, Prabhuji already explained very well. Thank you. So mantra is more powerful if it is properly chanted and its auspicious purity. And
yes,
here, yeah, but here says that, but chanting mantra for material opulence was not perfect in life. So
yes.
it is not this only conditional. So whatever the power here, example given Ashtanga Yoga, so that is not for our spiritual progress, but it's only conditional.
It is only material affluence. Yes, yes.
Material.
It cannot attract Krishna.
Yes, sir. Yes. Thank you.
But it may attract material people. Like suppose I have some affluence by mantra, it will attract the public. Suppose I am very
only the way
I can do a lot of mystic things. So many people will come, to see me, to get my blessings. They consider them as sadhu. Anybody will exhibit any of one siddhi, people will immediately go there. No, they will get his blessings. Swamiji, my life, this problem is there, that problem is there. Can it be solved? And become people give money. They become a lot of followers will come for him. But Krishna will not be attracted by any kind of these siddhis. Krishna is only attracted by bhakti.
Bhakti yoga.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for sharing.
Okay. So
one more slogan here.
Yeah, one or two. Next one is very small. So
okay.
that one with the little purport. Okay. But 47, somebody can read.
47, 48, both we can complete, then we can discuss. So for today's...
okay.
Sir, I will read.
Yeah.
Okay. Ed grihasyam tu samvikshya sapta dipati vishmita stambam ajahat sarvabhauma syavitam yad garhastyam tu samvikshya sapta dipati vishmita stambam ajahat sarvabhauma syavitam. Translation, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Mantata, the king of underworld, consisting of 7 islands, was struck with wonder when he saw the household opulence of Saubhari Muni. Thus he gave up his false prestige in his position as emperor of the world. Purpose. Everyone is proud of his own position, but here was an astounding experience in which the emperor of the entire world felt himself defeated in all detail of material happiness by the opulence of Saubhari.
Okay, 48.
48. Anyone agree?
Hare Krishna Ji.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam 9.6.48.
Yeah.
Ekam evam grihesh abhirado vishayan vividhe sukahe sevamano na chatushyad ajyastokir ivanalaha evam grishva abhirado vishayan vividhe sukahe sevamano na chatushyad ajyastokir ivanalaha. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In this way, Saubhari Muni enjoyed sense gratification in the material world, but he was not at all satisfied, just as a fire never ceases blazing if constantly supplied with drops of fat. Translation once again. In this way, Saubhari Muni enjoyed sense gratification in the material world, but he was not at all satisfied, just as a fire never ceases blazing if constantly supplied with drops of fat. Purport. Material desire is just like a blazing fire. If a fire is continually supplied with drops of fat, the fire will increase more and more and never be extinguished. Therefore, the policy of trying to satisfy material desires by catering to one's material demands will never be successful. In modern civilization, everyone is engaged in economic development, which is another way of constantly dropping fat into the material fire. The Western countries have reached the summit of material civilization, but people are still dissatisfied. Real satisfaction is Krishna consciousness. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 5.29, where Krishna says, Bhoktaram yajnatapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram suhridam sarvabhutanam nyatva mam shanti richati. The sages who knows me as the ultimate purpose of all sacrifices and austerities, the supreme lord of all planets and demigods, and the benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities, attains peace from the pangs of material miseries. One must therefore take to Krishna consciousness and advance in Krishna consciousness by properly following the regulative principles. Then one can attain an eternal blissful life in peace and knowledge. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So wonderfully, again, Prabhupada mentions about the psychology and the material life, conditional material life. So here we can see 47 verse. Mandata was the king of the entire world, which is having the 7 islands. But he was himself amazed to see the household affluence of Saubhari Muni. That means we can see Saubhari Muni's affluence was greater than the Mandata, who was the emperor of the whole world. Thus, he gave up his false prestige in his position as the emperor of the world. So, he was seeing that Saubhari Muni was more affluent than himself, more happy. Material happiness, the standard of material happiness which was experienced by Saubhari Muni was more than the emperor of the entire world, Mandata. So, therefore, what he did, he gave up his false prestige in his position as the emperor of the world. 47. And verse number 48, how Saubhari Muni enjoyed in this way sense gratification in the material world, but he was not at all satisfied. The analogy is given is just as a fire never ceases blazing if constantly supplied with drops of fat. Like we lit a lamp, we were putting oil, so the lamp is continuously burning. But the moment you stop the oil, then the lamp will extinguish itself. So like that, for the fire to burn, what you have to do, you have to put the ghee or oil so that it is continuously burning. So the analogy is material desire is just like a fire, blazing fire. Samsara dava narali the loka. So it is like a blazing fire. But if a fire to continuously burn, what is happened? Supplied with drops of fat, oil or ghee, whatever it can, drops of fat means it is referring to ghee. The fire will increase more and more. The more you put oil, the more intense the fire will be and never be extinguished. You know that. Therefore, what is the policy? Of trying to satisfy material desires by catering one's material demands will never be like we have one desire, you satisfy that one desire will become two more desire, three more desire. Some life, somebody now children's also we can see, we are also we can see we were working in India, then we thought okay, we come go abroad, then we come here. After somebody working here, they say, oh, this okay, these places are not good. Let me go to America or Europe. Then they go again. From here, they try to go there. And then we go to there also, we are not satisfied. There is a lot of problem there also. Like that, we keep on jumping. And but the more we are trying to cater the satisfy material desires, we will never be successful. So policy is written. Policy of trying to satisfy material desire by catering one's material demands will never be successful. This is a quote by Srila Prabhupada. But what happens? Unfortunately, in modern civilization, this is encouraged from the school days itself. In modern civilization, what everyone is engaged in economic development. So you all know every country is competing for economic development. They are putting tax, heavy tax again another country for their economic development. Recently, we are seeing America is putting tax for every country because they want to develop economically powerful than other countries. So everyone is engaged in economic development, which is another way of constantly dropping fat into the material fire. So this material fire will glow, burn very powerfully. Then Prabhupada mentioned the Western countries have reached the summit of material civilization. Prabhupada written this movie 50 years before. The Western countries have reached the summit of material civilization, but people are still dissatisfied. So we can see that people are not satisfied. Maybe the comfort level they have is better than the other countries, but are they happy? That's a big question mark. But normally we are seeing the comfort level is high, then we are thinking people are happy. If you see people in the Western world from here, we see, oh, they're comfortable, the road is nice, the building is nice, the arrangements are nice. Then we think, oh, here this country is better than my country. But are the people really happy there? That is a question. No, they are also dissatisfied. They are also always coming to the road, making protest. They are against the government. They are telling about fighting. So real satisfaction is Krishna consciousness. So that is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, where it is confirmed 5.29. Bhoktaram Ijanatapsam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram Durdam Sarva Bhutanam Nyatva Mam Santim Richati. Translation is, the sages who know me as the ultimate purpose of all sacrifice and austerity, the Supreme Lord, Sarvaloka Maheshwaram, and planets and demigods, and Surdam Sarva Bhutana, benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities, where they will attain satisfaction, attain peace, Nyatva Mam Santim Richati, and pangs from material miseries. So Prabhupada recommending, therefore, one must take to Krishna consciousness. First, we are taking to Krishna consciousness and advance in Krishna consciousness. How to advance? By properly following the regulative principles. 4 regulative principles: no meat eating, no illicit sex, no intoxication, no gambling. And then chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra sincerely and attentively. Then when we are progressing in Krishna consciousness, naturally you will feel some kind of peace and happiness you will feel within yourselves. Then you will not hanker much for material things. Slowly that hankering for material things will reduce. Then one can attain an eternal blissful life in peace and knowledge. So then we can, after advancing in Krishna consciousness, we can attain an eternal blissful life. Eternal means we go back to home, back to Godhead. That is eternal life. And blissful life in peace and knowledge. So this is the process of Krishna consciousness. Surdam, Sarvo Sukhino Bhavantu. The scripture says, let everyone be happy in this world. How to be happy? By putting Krishna or God in the center of their life. By putting our efforts to please Him. When Yashmin Tushte Jagat Tushtam, when Krishna is happy, then the whole creation, everybody becomes happy. So that is the policy of Krishna consciousness, is to pour the water to the root. Then the entire tree will be healthy. So if you are making the Lord happy, then the Lord's creation also will be automatically happy. So that is what Krishna consciousness philosophy. And that is what Krishna consciousness policy also. That instead of satisfying our own senses, one should try to satisfy the senses of Krishna. By that process, then we can automatically become happy. That's why in order to satisfy Krishna only, we are actually chanting the holy name. Make Krishna happy. Krishna is already happy, but if you attempt to make Krishna happy, then we will become happy. He's already called as Atma Rama. So, but if we are trying to make our efforts to Krishna happy, by that effort, we will become happy. So that is love. So one is we can be inspired by lust in this life. One, you can be inspired by love. Two things. Our inspiration when it is lust, we work very hard for economic development to enjoy this material world. And the result is, misery, pain, disappointments, frustration. But one who is endeavoring with love, inspired by love, he will actually engage in sacrifices, austerity, and then the result will be very good. So Krishna says in 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita that the happiness which is rajasic nature is, beginning it is like nectar. Whatever material enjoyment, in the beginning it is like nectar, but it will gradually end like a poison. And Krishna in the next verse is saying the sattvic happiness, like the beginning spiritual life may be little difficult because we are not used to that. But when you are progressing in Krishna consciousness, what was beginning like poison, it will turn into a nectar at the end. So we should know like what we want: beginning nectar and ending poison, or beginning poison, ending nectar. Climax is more important. No? So climax means the end result is more important than the beginning. So we want nectar. We want nectar, then we should actually take to Krishna consciousness. Be determined and progress well by the mercy of association of Vaishnavas and by the shelter of spiritual master. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Raj.
Hare Krishna. Thank you all. Any questions or comments, or anybody want to add any points? Please feel free to express.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes,
Guru Maharaj always says that, yesterday also they heard that one, that Edrichya Upalabdhana Santusto Mi, means 3.27. That is always Vivikta Shanta Sharana Shanto, means whatever it is coming our way. A wise person should satisfy with whatever comes without
comes on its own accord.
Eat only particularly, live in a secular place, maintain a peaceful nature and be friendly to everyone, compassionate, self-possessed. So this way, so in Krishna consciousness, we will be always happy, always peaceful. Also, Guru Maharaj asking if you will come to Yamaduta or Devaduta, you want to come to your home. So that is also asking. So if you are materially attached, he will be the Yamaduta will come, not this Krishna's messenger, right? Vishnuduta. So you have to accept in Krishna consciousness. So
yes,
that is very, very message from Guru Maharaj.
Yes, very profound message. Whatever comes, let it come. We don't say no. But the aspiration should be for Krishna.
Krishna.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Anybody else want to add any points? Or any questions? Okay, bro. I think there are no other further discussion. We can wind up today's Bhagavatam discussion.
Yes, sure.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So thank you all devotees for joining. Good numbers today, 30. Hare Krishna. Thank you all for joining. Please do join tomorrow also, those who can. Hare Krishna. So we'll chant 3 times Hare Krishna Mahamantra for Shivaguna Prabhuji as well as all the devotees who are present today for everybody's spiritual progress. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Rama Rama.